Welcome into the Donut Box Racing League's YouTube channel. We've got some Xfinity Series action for you tonight here at Texas for the Great American Speedway 250. For the first part of the race, I actually have a special guest in the booth with me. We got Blake Hutchinson, the GOAT, Hutchinson Motorsports, in the booth. Say hello, Blake.
What's going on, Jesse?
Oh, having a blast watching Shane Fuller slam into the wall, Christian Taylor drift into pit road. Hopefully they avoid that during the race, but we're getting ready to head into qualifying here, and Logan Festchischen quickest on the board in practice. That's kind of a surprise.
Yeah, who had that on their bingo card?
I sure didn't. If I had mispronouncing his last name on the bingo card, probably get that at least once a night.
Now, Jesse, who's your pick to get the pole here?
So top three in practice was Logan Festchischen, Mark Parkhurst, Cam Patterson. I mean, the top five all within a tenth of each other. Cam obviously has momentum. He got the win last week, but if I had to pick, I'm going to go with Shane Fuller, 57. He's usually fast when it comes to these.
I don't know. I got some insight there. I think Shane did just buy this track this week. I'm not too sure about that one.
I don't see how that could be possible, but if that's the case, then that's pretty wild. But we've got the Pepto-Bismol 78 machine, quickest in practice. He's already out there qualifying. Logan Festchischen, do you know the backstory of the Pepto-Bismol machine?
Yes, I have heard. I'll let you fill the viewers in.
So, Logan, myself, Tony Osborne, who is also in this race, and Mike Poole, and Christian Taylor spotted all night, but our, I'm blanking on our fifth driver. I feel terrible right now. But anyways, it was Shane Fuller, duh. But we all participated in the Daytona 24. Logan did one stint, I believe, and started feeling sick and almost missed the entire rest of the race feeling sick, but managed to fight back. His mom Instacarted him some medicine. He took it, felt better, then started feeling worse again. So that's the story behind the Pepto-Bismol machine tonight on the track, just an homage to the Daytona 24.
Yeah, now how about the family man Tony Osborne out here? Let's see what kind of time that 10 car can put down.
I don't know. I'm not seeing any blinking, and that's, that's his cheat code. That's how he gets all the speed, is the blinks. He seems to be pretty steady tonight, which is probably bad news for the 10.
Cam Patterson, 10th and a half faster than the field.
Yeah, he's up. Shane Fuller in the 57 takes it for now. We'll see if he's able to hold on to it by 1/100th of a second, it looks like. Barely beating out Cam Patterson.
Osborne crossing the line here. 32-1.
That's good enough for third place. You got the 04 of Mark Parkhurst. He's crossing the line too. What kind of paint scheme is he rocking tonight? It's got Dragon Ball Z on the car. Mark Parkhurst always bringing out some wild paint schemes. I love it.
The old Dragon Ball Z Mustang. What do you know?
You got to catch them all, Wait a minute.
Ryan Castleberry out here. That's a good-looking car.
Yeah, he's rocking his Alani Nu paint scheme. They've been sponsored. Him and the 23, Tyler Smith. I don't think Tyler's here tonight, but they've been sponsored by Alani Nu and having these beautiful Toyota machines all year. It's good to see him out here tonight.
We've also got Dan Madden's here.
Bed Madden in the 33 is here, and we've also got the Mad Cow in the 40. Rick Wilmot, he's out here tonight.
I tell you what, Rick Wilmot, that car is bad fast. Every time I see it on the track, he's racing for wins.
He's got that cow kind of pattern on it. It starts going so fast it almost looks like a zebra. The stripes start to blur,
That is one good-looking car, probably my favorite.
One good-looking car, but one bad-looking lap time. He's on the bottom of the board right now on 8th. He's about 4/10. Yeah. It's unfortunate for the 40.
They're going to have to start wrenching on that car here. He's got a couple minutes.
Everyone's favorite Canadian, Mike Poole. He's out here getting laps. He's 7th right now, coming across the line for his second lap.
Boy, Jesse, is it me or is that number way too big?
Oh, it's absolutely massive. I think he's supportive of the sight impaired, so he's trying to make it as large as possible so everybody in the stands can see it.
Not going to be a good day for that 84 machine, I'm thinking.
Well, he's here for the love of the game. We love to see it. DraftKings 96 Christian Taylor out here. As we know, the reason he's able to run that sponsor is how much money I give to DraftKings and everybody else in the world.
Jesse, have you ever hit one of your parlays?
No comment.
Well,
I've come
that just
close.
means you're due, so keep at it.
Yeah, I've come close, which means one of these days I will hit it.
Who would have thought Menards would sponsor the Australian driver, Ben Madden? Do they even have Menards down there?
I don't think so. I kind of want to pull him into the booth just to hear him pronounce Menards, but we'll save him from that because I feel like that would be hilarious. Christian Taylor, good enough for 4th.
Who would have thought that? I was thinking Christian was going to be around 9th, maybe 7th at best. But how about Logan Festitian putting up a stinker? 30.29 for Festitian.
Yeah. After top of the board in practice, really letting the team down here and qualify in 8th place for that 78 machine.
That's what we call a fluke lap in practice, Jesse.
Yeah, absolutely. Got some people out in the chat tonight. Everybody watching, if you can, hit that like button, get the stream out there to more people. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoy what you're seeing and you want to see every video, every live stream. Get notifications right to your phone, whatever you watch on. Danielle out there in the chat, Christian's wife, supporting him like she does every week. I can't even get to my wife to watch the broadcast, so shout out to Danielle for tuning in for her favorite driver there.
Ben Madden, 30.40. He's got some work to do.
Yeah, I think he was getting some extra practice laps in there. I don't know how many laps that he went around. It feels like he was out there for the entire qualifying session, but...
Yeah, it takes you a minute to get around the track. That's what happens.
Yep, 30 minutes, 30 seconds to go here before we get into some racing action. So we'll go ahead and get you caught up on the situation. This is the round of 8, race number 2. So we've got tonight and then next week to decide who will be fighting for the championship for the Donut Box Xfinity Series Season 2. The final 4 will be decided in this race and next week's race. Right now, Cam Patterson, the only driver to lock himself in with the win. Last week at Watkins Glen, Shane Fuller is plus 46, Mark Parker is plus 36, Cody Moore plus 29. Unfortunately, the 88 Cody Moore having some issues, not able to make tonight's race, so that could hurt his playoff chances. Gives
Rumor
Logan
has it, though, that
Festitian.
78.
Yeah, he is the one minus 15, so he's the closest one in. If Cody does drop out, then you got Tony Osborne down 23, Christian Taylor down 29, and then Frank Warner, the underdog right now, down 34 points to the cut line.
Now, Jesse, my sources have told me that Festitian is actually going to be issued a penalty here at the start of this race. Is that true?
I do believe he will be serving an end-of-line penalty due to an incident he had last week. He got
Dirty driving by the 78.
I wouldn't consider it dirty, but it was enough to warrant a penalty.
Stages in the 45 and 95.
Yep, I'll put it up on the screen for everybody at home. 167 laps here tonight, 250.5 mile stages at 45 and 95. Fixed setups as always, one fast repair. 4 sets of Goodyear Eagles for these Xfinity cars. They're going to burn off quick here tonight. Oh, man. This is a weird track to drive because the corners are so different. I know you are a NASCAR connoisseur, Blake. How many laps you have here at Texas?
You know, not very many. I think I ran one truck race here. Otherwise, I've just had this track for broadcasts.
Yeah, It really confuses you because when I started iRacing back in, I mean, my account's as old as 2015, but I really got into it hardcore about 2021. And that was back in the days of old Texas. I don't think they had updated Texas yet. Or maybe they had by then. But, you know, the old track was kind of a cookie cutter. Like, both the corners were pretty much the same. Then they updated the track, and I feel like a lot of people hated it at first with the lesson to banking in turns 1 and 2. It definitely made it more complicated, but I've kind of grown to love it. It definitely makes you concentrate for each corner because you got to treat both of them differently and you don't want to screw up.
Most definitely.
These drivers getting ready to grid up here in about 10 seconds. We got a pit lane start here. We're going to be fancy. Christian Taylor's ready to go. He was on the track instantly.
I think Christian's been ready for this race for about 3 hours.
Well, he's got a big task ahead of him. He's coming down. He's coming into this race way down on the cut line, as you saw earlier, so he's got some work to do in these next 2 races. He's got to really give it his best shot. He definitely has a lot of work to do to get himself into the final 4. Anything is possible, though.
Yep, he's got a long way to go here. 167 laps around the Speedway tonight.
You know, basically an endurance race, honestly.
Pretty much.
That's what it's going to feel like. That's what most of the races feel like here in the Xfinity Series. Thank God I don't work on Fridays because, man, I would be tired going to work after broadcasting these, but I do enjoy it.
Here goes the pace car in the field.
Absolutely. We'll let them get onto the track. We've got a long enough pace lap, and once they get going here and get side by side, we'll go ahead and walk through our grid. Although it's not surprising to me that the top 3 cars in qualifying are our top 3 championship contenders, Shane, Cam, and Mark. But let's go ahead and do the grid walk for tonight. Starting row number 1, winning the pole is the 57 of Shane Fuller, and then to the outside of him, you got the 38 of Cam Patterson.
Row number 2 on the inside, going to be the 04 of Mark Parkhurst. To his outside, the 96, Christian Taylor.
Coming on in row 3 is the 10 car, the family man, Tony Osborne, with the 9 of Frank Warner to his outside.
Row number 4 on the inside, it's going to be the Canadian, the 84, Mike Poole. To his outside in the 78. I believe he's got to serve an EOL, though, but for now, it's Logan Festitian.
That puts us back to on row 5. It's going to be the 33 of Ben Madden with the Mad Cow, number 40, Rick Wilmot, to his outside.
And starting dead last, can he go from the back to the front? It's the 32, Ryan Castleberry.
We'll see what's about to happen. Pace car getting ready to go off, and it is about time to go green. These drivers are going to the Geico restart zone. Green flag will be at random. We'll see who can get a good jump. Green flag is out here at Texas, the Great American Speedway 250.
Good start so far. Looks like the 04 Parkhurst looking to make a move on the inside.
Might not be able to make it happen, though. Shane Fuller holding strong to that first spot. Looks like he's going to be able to cover up the 38 here out of the corner if he wants to, and he does.
For now, looks like the 96 of Taylor hanging with him. Hopefully he knows to save some of them tires. I know Christian likes burning them Goodyears up.
Yeah, you know, he's on my team, Storm Motorsports. I've been trying to give him some coaching.
They were 3 wide for last there, Jesse.
They were 3 wide back for last?
Yes, sir. Festitian had to lift. He was right in the middle there, 3 wide. Finally gets around the 40 of Wilmot.
Well, you can imagine the 78 knowing his playoff situation, having that EOL. He is probably on a mission to get back up to the front here.
It's like Castleberry's kind of pulled over there, dropping to the back.
Yeah, he says he doesn't want anything to do with the 78. Shane Fuller, though, pulling away to about a 0.3 of a second lead here at the start of lap 3. Cam Patterson second, Mark Parker's third, Christian Taylor in fourth, Tony Osborne in fifth right now.
Now, Jesse, how long do you think these cars can go on fuel before they have to head down pit road?
Well, let's see. Generally here in the Donut Box Xfinity Series, the fuel is low enough that these drivers are forced to pit during the stages. So I imagine the pit window is probably somewhere around 35 to 40 laps before they have to come down for fuel.
That'd be interesting. Hopefully we get a green flag stop before the end of stage 1.
Yeah, I will say there are a lot of different strategies that come into play in this series. You'll see some drivers pit as early as they can, maybe take some tires, have some fresher tires in the rest of the field, and go for stage points, while you might see other drivers hope for yellows, stay out as long as they can, and then just pit as late as they can to hope for that caution that sometimes comes, sometimes doesn't.
Most definitely. Now, how much do you think clean air helps in these cars?
My expertise isn't so much in the Xfinity cars anymore when it comes to the aero, but I can imagine it's just like any other stock car or truck, cup, Xfinity, whatever it is. The clean air matters a bunch. Shane Fuller is able to use that clean air, able to get the grip that the aero can provide through the corners. And that 38 car, Patterson, he's able to stick with him, but that dirty air gives him less grip on the track. It might not be a whole bunch, but it does affect the 38 being this close behind the 57 here.
Seems that way. It looks like Mike Poole's going out for a Sunday stroll. He's out there in the back, way off pace.
You know, Mike Poole, he's out here just having himself a grand old time. Let's ride on board with the 84. He might be trying to find himself some maple syrup somewhere, but I think he's way too far south to find any of that here in Fort Worth.
Christian Taylor holding on strong in the 4th position.
Yeah, he's definitely shown a lot of improvement over this season. As you said earlier, he does have a habit of fading in these stages, burning off the tires, but he's also one of those drivers that isn't afraid to make a strategy call and throw a set of Goodyears on during the pit stop and try to pick up stage points that way. He has one stage win on the season through that exact strategy.
Sir, it looks like race leader Shane Fuller fastest car on the track last lap around. Oh, never mind. Just switched over. Cam Patterson fastest car on the track.
Yeah, Cam Patterson, that 38 car, he is keeping Shane Fuller in his sights. This has become a familiar sight over the last 2, maybe 3 weeks. All last week at Watkins Glen, it was these two battling for the lead the entire time, and that was with right turns. These guys are showing it doesn't matter if it's right turns and lefts or if it's lefts only. They're going to battle to be first and second. And then you have Mr. Consistency in the 04 Dragon Ball Z car, Mark Parkhurst, second in points right now, third in the playoff picture. But he is always getting top threes and always getting interviewed at the ends of races every single week.
He's representing New Hampshire. I don't think I've ever met a single person from New Hampshire.
I don't know if they exist, but I do know that we have a side-by-side battle for the lead. Cam Patterson able to cover up on the 57. Shane Fuller staying right with him. We'll see if Fuller tries to make back a move, or he's just going to let Cam Patterson burn up some rubber here from the lead.
It's like Patterson's gone.
Cam Patterson is known to take off to some mega leads during the stages, but he's also known that it comes back to bite him sometimes if he can't save the tires well enough. And these drivers will sit there and save tires, let him do his own thing, and then come back and get him before the end of the stage. So we'll see if that's setting up tonight or if Shane Fuller is going to try to stick with him.
Yep, and looks like Logan Festician, he worked himself up to 7th. He just lost 2 more spots. He's back to 9th right now. Wonder if he might have burned his tires up a little early.
You have to wonder if he has a bit of an upset stomach right now after getting that EOL penalty, and it's kind of showing in his driving.
If he can figure it out. We got the family man, Tony Osborne, running the 5th position.
Yeah, he's doing consistent laps. He's stayed in the top 5 the entire time. In fact, the only position change in the top 5 has been for the lead, Cam Patterson and Shane Fuller. Everybody else has stayed exactly where they qualified so far.
Yeah, and speaking of which, is Haley Osborne in the chat? She's a die-hard Tony Osborne fan. She loves the racetrack there every single week.
I'm sure that she is lurking in the chat somewhere. She usually shows up and supports the family man.
Tony does this all just for her. Tony at one point thought about quitting, and Haley said, "Not on my watch, Tony. You get in that car and get out there and go, bud." So here he is.
Yeah, it looks like we might actually have a battle brewing here for the 4th spot with Tony Osborne and Christian Taylor. Taylor looks like he's been dropping back a little bit. Tony Osborne able to catch up to him, and now he's right on the back bumper.
Yeah, Christian Taylor, he's definitely lost quite a bit of time here. See if he can turn it back around. But his last lap around the Speedway was a 31.48. This time around, 31.41. So, yeah, he's definitely lost more speed than just about every other car on the track.
We'll see if it's just strategy or if he's already burnt his tires up. But Logan Festchician, he was able to get around the 32 and the 40 cars there. He's moved up 2 spots into 7th.
Fastest car on the track last lap around was actually the 04 of Mark Parker. See if you can start to reel these guys in.
Yeah, and this is something we're used to seeing is Mark Parkhurst. It feels like it's every single week Mark Parkhurst will run 3rd to Shane Fuller or Cam Patterson. It doesn't matter which one of them is in the lead or in 2nd, but it always seems like the 04 finds himself in 3rd, and he finds himself saving the tires compared to these other 2 guys, and a lot of times capitalizes on it.
Meanwhile, Family Man taking over the 4th spot.
Yep, he was able to get by the 96, and now the 96 is under pressure here from his own teammate in the 9, Frank Warner.
Getting reports from the pit box that right front on the 96 might be junk.
That right front is junk. You heard it here first on the Donut Box Xfinity Series. We'll see if he's able to get back going or if he's just going to fade back through the field. Hopefully not.
We're going to find out. He was 1.7 seconds ahead of Festchician starting on this lap. So let's see how much time Festchician starts to gain on that 96 to reel him in. He is coming.
Absolutely. And speaking of coming, I feel like there's going to be some people coming to pit road here soon. If my pit cycle guess is correct, you're going to start to see drivers realize there's likely not going to be a caution here during the stage. They're going to come in early, try to maybe see some people take some tires, try to get some stage points. A stage win could be good.
78. Festchician gained over 0.7 of a second last lap. This lap might be even more.
Yeah, it looks like he is flying right now compared to that 96 machine. Looks like he's going to look to the inside. He's able to make that pass fairly easily there on the 96. Finds himself now up into the 6th spot. See if he can make any ground up on the 9 of Frank Warner and the 10 of Tony Osborne, who they have a pretty big gap here between 3rd and 4th place. Parkhurst, Fuller, and Patterson been able to run away from the rest of the field.
It looks like the top 3 are all right there, but then the 4th place car of Osborne, he's 4 seconds behind the 3rd place car of Parkhurst.
Yeah, this is definitely becoming the trend here in the Xfinity Series. These are our 3 championship favorites, and they continue to prove it week after week. It's right on board with the 04 of Parkhurst.
Warner putting down some good lap times. Too little too late to gain on the top 4, but it looks like Warner has a good long distance car.
Yeah, Frank Warner definitely one of those conservative drivers who finds himself saving tires at the start of these stages. Looks like the 96 had some trouble there getting in the wall out of 2, and Rick Wilmot, the Mad Cow, was able to get by him there. Rick Wilmot moving up to 7th now.
Yeah, I think we have proven the fact that the right front on the 96 has been junk for about the last 8 or 9 laps.
Yeah, he's definitely fallen back. We'll see if he's going to come down to pit road, maybe try to gain some of these spots back, take a set of tires, or if he's just going to call this stage a wash and start focusing on stage number 2. But Mark Parkhurst, he's starting to reel in the 57 of Shane Fuller now as we're on lap 22. Of course, stage 1 ends at lap 45. Looks like you got a fan in the chat, Blake George Patterson, saying, is that Blake from 5150?
That's me, George. How's it going, buddy?
Blake was
Is
kind
Cam
enough to
wearing
swing
that
in.
ladies bucket hat?
He's got to be. I mean, he's showing this much speed. The bucket hat has to be on, in my opinion, the lucky bucket hat.
He's got to be wearing it right now because he's leading this thing.
If not, George needs to go in there, slap it on the top of his head, and all of a sudden that lead will grow up to about 3 or 4 seconds.
Definitely had some speed, but here comes the 04 looking to make a move on the 57 of Fuller.
Yeah, they go side by side into turn 3. Fuller not backing down, not giving the 04 any room. The 04 says, I'll try again later, backs off. We've had our first car to pit road as a 32 car, Ryan Castleberry. He comes in for a fuel-only stop. He is the first car to do so far.
Fuel only. Now, what do you think the typical strategy is going to be here? If I'm out there, I'm probably getting 4 tires.
Well, that's the thing. If you're one of these guys up here in the front of the field, like Cam, Shane, Mark, your idea is probably to go fuel only for the stages, so that way you have the maximum tire sets for the final stage. That way, if there is a late caution or something, you have the tires to compete for the win. But you'll probably see a handful of guys come down pit road that are a little farther back, like 4th, 5th, 6th, for example. Like you may see Tony Osborne, Frank Warner, or Logan Festchician come down. They might decide to take tires and see if they can make enough ground up on these leaders to be able to maybe sneak in a stage win or a couple extra stage points.
Now, how many sets of tires you say we got here?
I believe they have 4 sets of tires, so I believe that's 4 tire changes. So they're able to take 1 tire set in each stage end, and then I believe they have, it may be just 1 left for the final stage, so it may be 4 total sets, actually.
And here comes a slow 84 down pit road.
Yeah, Mike Poole going to come down, take a pit stop, but we've got a battle for second once again, side by side through turns 3 and 4, the 04 and 57. Basically identical across the stripe. They're going to give the spot to Shane Fuller still, but Parkhurst looks like he's going to have it here into turn 1.
Looking to cover up. He's going to take the spot. Second place to Parkhurst.
The cars coming down pit road, you got Frank Warner, Logan Festchician, Ben Madden all coming down this lap, along with the 84. He's coming out of pit road now.
I am shocked that the 96 has not come down pit road since he's been struggling so bad.
Cam Patterson, Shane Fuller both onto pit road. Looks like Patterson had a rough pit entry. Shane Fuller was able to make up a lot of ground there. The 04 Parker's going to continue to stay out.
Looked like a fuel-only stop for Festchician. Warner, I did see his left side go up, so I assume he got 4 tires. I don't think he would have got lefts.
It looks to me, yep, everybody fuel only so far, except for the 9 of Warner with 4 fresh tires, looks to be the case right now.
I think 4 tires was the right call here. Looks like he left pit road right behind Festchician getting 4 tires here, so he should be able to run them down pretty quick.
Absolutely. These drivers' lap times, for example, Mark Parkhurst, he's already about 1.5 seconds slower than his best lap of the race. So you can definitely see the tire fall off happening. It'll just be, can these 15 laps be enough to gain a bunch of spots here?
Now, Parkhurst's the only one that hasn't pit yet. How long is he going to stay out there?
It depends. He could be hoping that there ends up being a battle somewhere and ends up being a caution. Everybody else stuck a lap down. That could be definitely beneficial for him. I think at this point you kind of have to commit to that strategy, being that you're the last one to pit.
And, a possibility, if he can stay out there till the very end, maybe get 4 fresh tires, then when the stage comes around, stay out, get the track position.
Logan Festchician back down pit road, possibly serving some sort of penalty.
I tell you what, this Brockport New Yorker tonight is having some serious issues.
Yep, it looks like he's been in pit road for about 30 seconds now in his pit box, so he might be having a speeding penalty right now.
He's trying to cheat, got busted.
Just unfortunate. The other driver that took 4 tires is the 40 car Rick Wilmot, the Mad Cow. He took 4 fresh Goodyears. He's coming back down pit road, it looks like that, or he's just on the apron for fun. But yes, it looks like he's coming back down pit road, and Mark Parkhurst comes down pit road as well.
Statistician finally leaving pit road. Down 3 laps for the time being.
Cam Patterson, he's going to inherit the lead now, which is absolutely massive over Shane Fuller. I'm not sure what could have happened. Those two were really close entering pit road, but now Cam Patterson has the entire backstretch of a gap back to the 57.
I'll take a look here, see what's going on with Fuller's pit stop.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what could have happened, but Cam Patterson, he's going to re-inherit the lead now. Gets by the 04 as we speak. Parkhurst, fuel only. And we'll see if he's able to use his tires well and maybe reel back in the 38 here. We've got about 13 laps left to go in stage number 1.
You know, it looked like a fuel-only stop to me for Fuller. Not sure how he lost so much ground.
Yeah, Cam Patterson's pit stop, 7.4 seconds. Shane Fuller's an 8.8. So a 1.5 difference is a lot, but I don't think it's enough to put Shane 7 seconds back. Cam Patterson, pretty good command over this lead right now, but he has Parkhurst less than a second back. We'll compare the lap times here as they come across the stripe, see which car is faster right now. To me, it looks like Parkhurst. Yeah, Parkhurst 0.2 faster that last lap, so he's working his way onto reeling in the leader.
Now, this strategy might work out pretty well for that 04.
It could. There's a slight potential battle brewing for 6th between the 32 car Castleberry and the 96 Taylor. Taylor about a 10th faster that previous lap. He's trying to battle his way back to 6th. See if he can make those tires last just a little bit longer. They're definitely looking like they're hurting the 96.
Fuller might have some issues.
letting the 9 Frank Warner go by into the top 3. Not sure what is the deal with the 57, but he's definitely slow right now compared to earlier.
I never got any notifications about wrecks or anything, so who knows what happened to that 57.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I do know one thing, and that is that the 04 of Parkhurst, he is to the back bumper of the 38 now.
He's gaining 0.2 every single time around.
It looks like he might be thinking of making a move here into turn 3. Not quite able to get close enough to do it, but with 9 laps left to go in stage 1, it definitely looks like we're going to have a heck of a battle here to see who can win this stage.
See how bad he wants it. Is he willing to move the 38 out of the way?
I'm not so sure if he's that willing to win it. Patterson, you might not see him fight all that hard for it. He's already locked into the next round after winning last week. The 04 car definitely looking to get some stage points, though. Maybe clinch his way into the round or in the championship round just on points.
Be a sight to see.
Absolutely. This is the closest battle we have on the track right now. Logan Festitian is back out on the track. He's currently 3 laps down, so he's got a big hill to climb to get back into this race.
You can basically stick a fork in him.
He is done.
Yes, sir.
Let's go ahead and ride on board with the 04 once again as he tries to reel in this 38.
Looks at the momentum coming out of the corner. Going to be side by side. To the line, going to be a drag race. The 04 of Parkhurst to the race lead.
It almost looked like to me the 38 car might have caught the wall a little bit there in the tri-oval. But we'll see if he has any dog left in him, if he's able to fight back here in stage number 1, or if the tires on the 04 are just that much better.
Uh-oh. Making a move back already.
Yeah, he got a really good run there down the back stretch. Now they're gonna hold side by side all the way through 3 and 4. This is a heck of a battle for the lead right now.
At the line, going to be close. Looks like the 38 has it.
Yep, 38 by a bumper that time around, but they're still going to be side by side through turns 1 and 2.
Well, the 04 of Parker's had a really good corner there for running the top.
Yeah, absolutely. The top is definitely not the preferred line through turns 1 and 2. You can make it work in 3 and 4 better than you can in 1 and 2, but he was able to stick it out, and now he finally gets away to the lead. Fairly good margin there. 04 Parkhurst takes the lead back over.
It looked to me that was kind of the 38's last-ditch effort to get that race lead back. Might have burned up what he had left.
It is possible, but if I know anything about the 38, he does not like to lose, whether it's stage 1, stage 2, the final stage, qualifying, practice, whatever it is, the 38 car. He's a competitor, so we'll see if he's able to drive his way back in these next 3 laps. I will say fastest car on the track, the man that took 4 fresh tires, Frank Warner. He's only 2 seconds back here with 2 laps to go.
Yeah, it's unfortunate the stage is coming up, because if he had another 5 laps or so, he might have a shot at him.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be able to make up enough time, but he definitely was reeling him in quick. Maybe if he would have came in for his stop just maybe 5 laps earlier, he could have had a stage win here.
Yeah, I'm wondering though how big of a disadvantage is going to be burning that extra set of tires he did later on.
Well, and that's the decision you'll see these drivers kind of have to make, is if they're going to go for it like this during a stage, which he just got into the wall a little bit, so that pretty much seals his chances of catching these 2. But you got to make the decision if you're going to go for stage points or if you want to try to go for the win.
Yeah, if I'm the 9 and Warner at this point, you just want to back off, save those tires. No reason to even push it right now.
Absolutely. We're on the white flag lap now for stage number 1. Parkhurst leads grown up to about 3/4 of a second over the 38 of Patterson. Looks like it's his stage to lose here in stage number 1.
How about a Dragon Ball Z making a comeback, paying the sponsorship money to get on the 04 of Parkhurst, the infield, New Hampshire, coming out of 4. He's looking to take stage 1 here.
Cross the stripe.
Parkhurst.
Stage 1 winner. Cam Patterson, P2. Frank Warner sneaks his way to P3. Shane Fuller able to hold on to P4, and the family man Tony Osborne rounding out the top 5. Ben Madden ends up getting 6th. Ryan Castleberry coming across the stripe now for 7th. Still a battle for 8th and 9th here between the 84 and the 96. Mike Poole going to get it. Get 8th place here on the last lap. Gets by the 96 for 9th. Logan Festchischen in 10th, 3 laps down.
Well, was a pretty good, clean. Sorry, I got distracted there. Somebody was talking in the chat, but was a pretty clean stage there for us.
Absolutely, and I'm going to see if we can get a quick word with the stage 1 winner, Mr. Mark Parkhurst. Hey, Mark, it's Jesse and Blake up in the booth. You got a copy.
Hey, I got you, buddy.
Well, congrats on the stage 1 win. As always, you kind of just maintained 3rd place, let Shane and Cam battle it out until the pit stops, and you were able to save the tires. How does it feel?
It feels really good because that car was not handling very well. It just kind of came alive after the pit stop there, and I wasn't sure if I'd be able to get around Cam, and I saw Frank was coming on tires there, so I was trying to make that move as quick as I could, but it all worked out there in the end.
Absolutely. We got to ask you, Dragon Ball Z making a comeback on the car tonight. This is an incredible paint.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites that I'm running this season, so I'm hoping I get a good result with it. All my roommates are big fans, so hopefully I can get a good result and show it off to them when I'm done.
Alrighty, well, thank you for coming in and talking to us. Congratulations on the stage 1 win, and we look forward to watching you in stage number 2.
Yeah, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Good job, Mark.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Logan Festchishин getting the lucky dog.
Parker's going to maintain his lead, followed by Patterson, Fuller, Osborne.
You actually missed Frank Warner fuel only.
I didn't see that.
Gonna
Yep,
be on
I kind of figured he was going to.
tires.
Figured he's going to do something different there, getting the 4 tires. Not sure how this is going to work out, but we're going to find out.
I can tell you exactly how it's going to work out. He is going to be a sitting duck.
Yes, I believe so as well. He's probably going to be about, I'd say, more than half a second slower every lap.
Well, as we got a couple more laps of pace in here, we're going to go to our first break. I believe, Blake, you're going to be leaving us here, so thank you for coming and hanging out for at least stage number 1, co-commentating with me. It's always a blast.
Yep, no problem. Appreciate you having me in, and hope to be back here in the near future.
No, all right. We're going to go ahead and take our first break. Once again, thanks to the GOAT himself, Blake Hutchinson coming in, hanging out for the first stage. Frank Warner getting ready to lead the field off. Mark Parker's to his outside for the start of stage number 2. Row 2, Cam Patterson, Shane Fuller. Row 3, Tony Osborne, Ben Madden, green flag back out the 9, getting a good launch. But on them old tires, we'll see if he's able to stay up front for long. I have a feeling it's not going to be the case. Side by side for second, Cam Patterson, Mark Parkhurst. Parkhurst going to back out of it and let Patterson take the lead. Parkhurst takes second. Shane Fuller going to make his way to third. Frank Warner staying down low on them old tires, letting these guys go on by. Tony Osborne making his way to fourth, blinking his way along. Looks like the 32 car Castleberry looking to make a move now for fifth. He's on fresh tires. See Logan Festchishин there. He's 2 laps down, but he is in the fight with these guys right now. Maybe hoping by some miraculous way he can get his lap back on pace. We'll see if it can happen. He was fastest in practice. Brian L38 of Patterson into a comfortable lead. He's got the 04 Parker sticking right with him. And we're going to go ahead around the great Texas Motor Speedway, and we're going to crank it up. 38 car, Cam Patterson, winner of last week's race, out to the lead here early in stage number 2, just as he was in stage number 1. Mark Parkhurst holding on to that second spot, but he's starting to be pressured now by the 57 of Shane Fuller, who had some issues going on in stage number 1. Not quite sure what happened to the 57, but he was a little bit off pace. We'll see if he has a better stage 2 result here. Tony Osborne holding on to that 4th place spot. Ryan Castleberry has made his way now to 5th. 6th belongs to the 96 car, Christian Taylor. 7th is the 33 car, Ben Madden. 8th is the 9 Frank Warner on the Warren Tires. 9th goes to the 84 Mike Poole. And Logan Festitian in 10th, 2 laps down in that Pepto-Bismol machine. Rick Wilmont, the mad cow, out of this race. Not sure what happened to the 40, if he just decided to park it or if he had some sort of issue. But Shane Fuller really putting the pressure on Mark Parkhurst now. Side by side down the backstretch, the 04 and the 57. Fuller dives it into turn 3. He's going to make the spot. Get clear of the 04. Ryan Castleberry in the 32. He gets around Tony Osborne now to move up into 4th place. Sends Tony Osborne now back to 5th. This group of cars here, the front pack, still pretty close together. As we're going to lap number 95 for the finish of stage number 2. We'll see if there's any drivers that make any pit strategy calls this time to differ from the rest of the field. But Shane Fuller, all gas, no brakes here so far in stage number 2. I believe was in 4th or 5th at the on the restart. He's able to work his way now up into 2nd and trying to put the fight to the 38. Mike Poole back here about to get around Frank Warner for the 8th spot. And we missed the lead change. Shane Fuller able to get by Cam Patterson there in turns 1 and 2. How hard is the 38 going to fight back? Mark Parkhurst sticking right in the picture. Tony Osborne still within a second of the leader. And that number 10 Mighty Donut Motorsports Virginia's for Lovers machine. Ryan Castleberry doing a good job holding on to that 5th spot. You got to go way, way, way back to the 6th place, 96 of Christian Taylor. Shane Fuller about a 10th quicker that lap than another 38 of Cam Patterson, trying to build that lead. He seems to be running a bit of a middle to low line through 3 and 4, whereas a lot of these drivers, you see a lot of these drivers enter low and stay low. He's kind of starting his line in the middle. That time around the track, Cam Patterson just a touch faster than Shane Fuller. I think we're setting up once again to have a really good battle for the lead here in stage number 2. These 3 drivers on your screen continue to impress week after week. Shane Fuller, Cam Patterson, Mark Parkhurst. Seeming like always the top 3 drivers. Well, we've got a bit of a lull. We'll go ahead and show you the total season points as they stand right now. Cam Patterson with a big old 96-point lead over Mark Parkhurst there in second. Shane Fuller in third. Andy Lewis fourth in points. Not here tonight. Logan Fastician in the fifth spot. Cody Moore was the biggest mover last week, up 3 spots. Unfortunately, probably going to lose those right back as he's missing tonight's race. Chris Bishop lost 2 spots last week. He's also missing the race tonight, so he's probably going to drop down even further. We've got a battle here between Christian Taylor and Ben Madden for 6th. These drivers always seem to find each other on track. Taylor doesn't look like he's going to give the spot up too easily. He gets a good run there out of turn 4, but I don't think it's going to be enough to be able to get back by the 33. We've got action for the lead once again. Cam Patterson back into the lead. I feel like every time we cut away from the lead is when they decide to pass each other. This is absolutely incredible. That's the second time now we've had a lead change as soon as I switch to some other battle on the track. But Cam Patterson re-inherits the lead here on lap 66. Shane Fuller going to stick right to his bumper, though. Mark Parkhurst continues to stay in third, and Tony Osborne's done an incredible job sticking with these top 3 drivers so far. He's in that 4th spot just to the far right of your screen, popping in and out there in that pink car. It's been a really good battle so far through stages 1 and 2. Cam Patterson continues to have strong runs in the start of the stages. To be determined if he's going to be able to maintain it here in stage number 2, or if somebody else is going to save their tires just a little bit better once again. Closest battle on the track is right here for second between Mark Parkhurst and Shane Fuller. Parkhurst 1/10 quicker than the 57 that time, gaining ever so slightly on second place. Nobody coming down pit road yet as we start lap number 69. Tony Osborne scraping the wall a little bit. That's going to set him back just a little bit. Cam Patterson on 38. Your leader right now. He was the fastest car on track last lap. We'll see if he continues to be the fastest. Shane Fuller was actually a 10th quicker that lap, gaining a little bit on your leader. But it continues to be a close fight for second. All it takes is one slip up from the 57, and the 04 is in a position to pounce. First car down pit road here in stage number 2 is going to be the 9 of Frank Warner. Started stage number 2 in the lead, albeit on older tires. He's coming down now. 96 car of Christian Taylor and the 84 car Mike Poole find their way onto pit road. And we'll see if our leaders decide to come down. Frank Warner in the 9 once again taking tires here during stage number 2. You can see him there on the apron coming out of pit road. Mark Parker's definitely putting the pressure on the 57 of Fuller now. The 33 car Ben Madden coming down pit road. As far as the 96 and 84 go, they went fuel only for their stops. And you see Frank Warner now about to get by these leaders on these fresh tires. As we're getting close to 20 laps to go left in the stage. Tyler Smith in the chat saying Ryan hanging on the top 5. Yes, absolutely. Speaking of Ryan Castleberry, he's coming down to the pit road now. He did a great job of holding on to the top 5 there in stage number 2. You see Shane Fuller letting the 9 go by there. Who is going to be the next car down pit road? Tony Osborne in the 10 comes down now in that Mighty Donut Motorsports machine. Ryan Castleberry's pit stop fuel only for the 32. Cam Patterson looks like he's going to come down pit road this time. It's going to let Shane Fuller in the 57 inherit the lead. Parkhurst stays out as well. Tony Osborne's pit stop was fuel only. The only driver to take tires so far is the 9 of Warner. Hearing on the radio, Shane Fuller going to be coming down this time for his pit stop. That's going to let the 04 Parkhurst inherit the lead. Cam Patterson's pit stop fuel only for the 38. You can see him there on the bottom of your screen on the apron, exiting pit road. That leaves just one, the man in the Dragon Ball Z car. Mark Parkhurst, he was last to come down pit road in stage number 1. He's going to be last to come down pit road here in stage number 2. Fuel only for the 57 car as well. He's already getting passed by the 38 of Patterson. Once again, Shane Fuller's pit stop just a little bit slower compared to the 38. Cam Patterson's pit stop is 7.9. Shane Fuller's 8.5. A couple different close-ish battles on the track. Ben Madden's holding on to the 5th spot right now over Ryan Castleberry. About a 0.7 of a second gap between those two drivers. And then you have the 96 of Taylor and the 84 of Mike Poole in 8th and 9th here. Less than 0.2 of a second separate these two drivers. And it looks like the 84 of Poole able to get the run on the inside and able to get by the 96 to find his way into 8th place. Leader Mark Parkhurst has come down pit road. We'll see if it's going to be a fuel-only stop for the 04, and it is. Let's see if he can come out ahead of the 38 and 57. Quickest pit stop on the board is the 04 Mark Parkhurst with a 6.6 second pit stop, but it looks like the 38 going to be able to get the lead back, and the 04 Parkhurst going to come out behind him. We'll see if it's a repeat of stage number 1 where Mark Parkhurst can reel in the 38 car. 15 laps to go here in stage number 2. Logan Festischen also on pit road now. But we'll keep our eye around the track. Go ahead and take a quick break. and be right back with you here in stage number 2. Back with you here, 82 laps to go in tonight's race, and we've got about 8 laps to go here in stage number 2. Mark Parkhurst has been trying to work on cutting into Cam Patterson's lead. He was about a tenth quicker than the 38 that last lap. But we'll see if that gap is just a little bit too big for the 04 to make up this time in stage number 2. No sneaky tire strategies getting anybody any closer to some stage points this time. The only driver that took 4 tires was Frank Warner, and that was because he started on old tires in stage number 2. But you've got the 96 car of Christian Taylor here in danger of going a lap down here before the end of stage number 2. He's going to keep that 96 car on the high line and let the 38 go on by, doing a good job of staying out of the way of the leader there. As this stage gets closer and closer to the end here, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Looks like we got 12 people out there watching. Much appreciated. I'm glad I get to come in on these Thursday nights. Do my best to put on a show for you guys. As it definitely looks like with about 4 laps to go here in stage number 1, Cam Patterson did a much better job this stage of keeping the tires on the car, and it looks like, unless he has an issue, he's going to be able to come away with this stage number 1 win. Mark Parkhurst pretty securely in second place right now. Shane Fuller, your third place car, quite a far ways back. Still a top 3, nothing to shake your finger at in the stage. That's still 8 points. Tony Osborne has done an incredible job this race so far. Pretty much top 5 all night for the 10 car, the family man. Able to hold on to that 4th spot. He's in no man's land right now. And the man from the upside down, down under, Ben Madden, doing a good job holding on to 5th. He's pretty much in a no man's land spot himself. It's the 96 of Taylor now getting passed by the 57 of Shane Fuller. Taylor is in lucky dog position, so he will be getting his lap back here at the end of the stage. As Cam Patterson continues to lead, he's been matching Mark Parkhurst's lap times, which is pretty much all you have to do. Just match the guy's times behind you and you'll be able to maintain that lead. Tyler Smith says he'd rather be racing than watching. I think that's pretty much everybody, man. I think I'd probably rather be broadcasting than racing because I don't know, these Xfinity cars and me don't get along that much. I never spent much time racing the Xfinity cars. My expertise is definitely in the Cup and or the trucks compared to these cars. But Cam Patterson's lead, not looking to be under threat as he's going to come across the stripe here to take the white flag lap for stage number 2. Parkhurst, no threat for 2nd. Shane Fuller, no threat for 3rd. Tony Osborne, no threat for 4th. Same story for Ben Madden in 5th. The field really spread out right now. In fact, the only position change is the 9 of Frank Warner. Able to get by the 32 of Ryan Castleberry and the 84 of Mike Poole to find himself up into the 6th spot now. And Cam Patterson, that Red Bull machine, he's going to come across the stripe. He's going to be the winner of stage number 2. Mark Parkhurst takes 2nd into the stage. Shane Fuller 3rd. Tony Osborne going to take the 4th spot. Ben Madden takes the 5th spot here in stage number 2. Side by side almost for the end for Frank Warner, Mike Poole. Frank going to stay in that 6th spot. Mike Poole takes 7th. Ryan Castleberry 8th place in the stage. Christian Taylor a lap down takes 9th. And Logan Fastician 2 laps down takes the 10th spot. Let's go ahead and have a chat with your stage number 2 winner. You know him very well. We talked to him a lot here in this series, the 38 car, Cam Patterson. Cam, it's Jesse up in the booth. Do you got a copy, man?
Yes, I do.
Well, you take home the stage 2 win. You led a lot of laps in stage number 1. You kind of fell off right at the end of stage 1, but you did a good job here in stage 2, keeping the tires on it. How's it feel right now for that 38 machine?
It feels good. It felt good all of stage 1 and not until towards the end at least, and all of stage 2 as well. Just was a lot more kind to it beginning of the stage, because at the beginning of stage 1 had a pretty good battle with it was a really good battle with Shane. It was pretty fun catching him and then passing him, but that was my problem that I realized, was that I just was pushing too hard, and so I was just going a lot easier on that left front. Actually, it would be the right front, because that was the lowest percentage, and it got me that stage win. So yeah, it was fun.
Absolutely. Well, congrats on winning stage number 2. We'll let you make your pit stops here, and we'll see you for the final stage.
Thank you.
Now a stage 2 winner, Cam Patterson. 96 car, Christian Taylor going to get his lucky dog. Logan Festitian in the 78 going to stay out. Potentially try to get himself a wave around here and hope for a caution. because he will be in the lucky dog position if he does take the wave around. We had a heck of a race off pit road. Looks like Cam Patterson gets away first, Parker second. Frank Warner in the 9 with another fuel-only stop here. Comes out of pit lane in third. Shane Fuller comes out fourth. Tony Osborne out of pit lane in fifth. $70 laps to go here. Getting ready to start the final stage of tonight's Great American Speedway 250 here at Texas Motor Speedway. And we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be right back for some more green flag action. As these drivers make their way through turns 3 and 4, your front row is going to be the 38 car Cam Patterson, then a 9 of Frank Warner. Restarting row 2 is going to be the 04 of Parkhurst and the 33 of Ben Madden. Row 3, the 57 of Shane Fuller and the 84 Mike Poole. Pace car is off. Cam Patterson going to lead them into the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. Good launch by the 38. Side by side here for second between the 9 and the 04. Looks like Mark Parker's going to take over that second spot fairly easily. Shane Fuller now looks to the inside of the 9, makes the pass. Frank Warner once again on them old tires. Tony Osborne able to get by. Although Tony Osborne looks like he might have got a little loose because now Ben Madden in the 33 going to make his way past the 10 of Osborne. Try to take over that spot. Side by side for second between the 04 and 57. Cam Patterson already out to a big lead. 57 car takes the second spot across the stripe, but they continue to be side by side here going into turn 1. Parkhurst and Fuller continue to stay side by side. Neither driver willing to give an inch. These guys have battled all year. And with 3 races left in the season, the battle continues. Well, it looks like the 04 of Parkhurst will cover up that spot. He takes over the second spot. Shane Fuller back to third. Tony Osborne in the 10 car. He's in 4th place right now. And the 33 of Ben Madden holding on to 5th, although he's got pressure now from the 32 car, Ryan Castleberry. And the 84, Mike Poole, here in the final stage, finally putting some pressure on the rest of the field here. He's right here in 7th, but he is right on the back bumper of these 2 guys in front of him. Once again, we've had a wreck-free race so far tonight. 103 laps down, 65 to go. An absolutely clean race from the Xfinity Series as we've come to expect. Unfortunate for the 78 car of Logan Pestician. Not sure if he got a speeding penalty or during his green flag stop in stage number 1, but it has set him back And all he's hoping for right now is a caution to get himself back on the lead lap, but I don't know if it's going to happen. Christian Taylor putting his name in the hat for a battle basically for 6th right now between himself, Ryan Castleberry, and Mike Poole. Ben Madden has been able to run away from these guys a little bit, but they're still right there on him. As you see, the 32 car, Castleberry, gained a lot on the 33 there in the middle of the corner, but he had to back out of it. That's going to open up the space for the 84. He's on the inside of the 32 now, and he's going to take that 6th spot away. Takes it fairly easily. We turn our attention back up front. The 04 Parkhurst been able to stick right with Cam Patterson. We'll see how long he's able to keep it up. But once again, your top 4s kind of ran away from the rest of the field. Cam Patterson, Mark Parker, Shane Fuller, all within 1 second of the lead. Tony Osborne in a bit of a no man's land spot here in 4th. And it's pretty far away back, almost 5 seconds to the 5th place car of Ben Madden. We're gonna have at least one. There's potential, honestly, for maybe 2 pit stops needed in the final stage. We'll have to wait and see if that is the case. I don't know the exact maximum amount of fuel these guys have tonight in the tanks. But with 60 laps to go, they're gonna have to go a long way before they can pit, and they'll likely take tires. They're on the green flag pit stop here in stage number 1. Hopefully we don't take our eyes off of a lead change once again, but we've got a battle here between Christian Taylor and Mike Poole. The 96 and the 84 go side by side down the backstretch. Taylor able to take the spot away. That's going to put the 96 up into 6th place. He's going to start trying to work on the 33 of Ben Madden now for 5th, but the 84 Mike Poole is going to stay right on his back bumper. We take our attention back to the lead for the moment. These 2 drivers, 1st and 2nd, running pretty much identical lap times. The 57 of Shane Fuller, a bit slower than these 2, but fastest car on the track the previous lap was the family man, Tony Osborne, for 10th. As we've got some side-by-side action between the 96 and 33 now. Christian Taylor has turned on the jets here in the final stage. He may have found something, trying to figure out his ideal line through stages 1 and 2. Catches the wall there a little bit. Ben Madden and the 33 giving him plenty of room. We'll keep an eye on this battle. Frank Warner in the 9 car, he finds himself on pit road. And the 96 and 33 side by side again here on the front stretch. Christian Taylor seems to be liking that high line through turns 1 and 2. And he's going to have the momentum out of turn 2, and he's going to take the spot and find himself up into 5th place now. I can relate. I myself am a fan of the high line here at Texas. Sometimes it makes you look a bit silly because almost no one else does it, but if you can do it, you can find some speed up there. As Mark Parker's right on the bumper now of the 38 of Patterson. Very close there through turns 1 and 2. Parker's doing a good job of putting on the pressure with 56 laps to go. Frank Warner did come down and take tires. First car to come down pit road. Shane Fuller does continue to drop back slightly from these top 2. May just be trying to save his tires throughout the final stage here, get better speed through the final bit of the fuel run. As the battle's not over for 5th, Ben Madden able to be stuck right to the back bumper of the 96 the last couple laps. Hasn't been able to find the space for the pass, but He's done a really good job of staying in the fight. The 38 of Patterson continues to lead the way. Logan Festitian in the 78 car. Not able to get the caution he was hoping for the lucky dog. He's going to come down to pit road now. After about 35 laps in this run, that might be the max fuel number. If that is the case, we might see multiple pit stops here in the final stage. Cam Patterson's lead is up to about half a second now over Mark Parkhurst. Parkhurst holds on to that second spot. Shane Fuller holds on to third. His teammate Tony Osborne right behind him in fourth. And it continues to be a dogfight for fifth. Ben Madden to the inside of the 96. They're going to go side by side all the way down the backstretch here into turn 3. Neither driver giving up the spot. Taylor sticking to the high line. Ben Madden to the low line. Ben Madden able to make the pass, take the spot over, find himself back into the top 5. 96 not going to give up just yet. Fastest car on the track that previous lap. The man who's already got fresh tires, Frank Warner. About a half a second to a second faster than the lead group of cars on these fresh tires. Ryan Castleberry on pit road now. Looks like it's going to be a 4-tire stop for the 32 car. There's a 4-tire stop as well for the 78 of Logan Festitian. We'll have to keep an eye out and see how long these top drivers, Cam Patterson, Mark Parkhurst, Shane Fuller, Tony Osborne, we'll see if they're going to try to stretch out the fuel, maybe make it a one-stop race if they're able to. Sounds like we've got issues for the 32 car, Castleberry. That car is loose and it is around. No caution on the speedway. He's going to go ahead and tow that 32 car. Let's go back and see if we can take a look at what happened to Ryan Castleberry. Looks like he's exiting pit lane here on the fresh, cold tires. Might have just been pushing too hard on his way out of pit road. And yeah, he just gets loose. Catches the inside wall, and at that point them tires are already scalding hot from getting burned, and loops it. Unfortunate for the 32 as he finds himself in pit lane. Cam Patterson right on the bumper of the 78 car, actually able to get by the 38 and to stay 2 laps down. None of your lead cars coming down to pit lane yet. 46 laps to go. Can they make it on fuel with one stop? It's looking like they may be able to. Cam Patterson's lead up to about a second now over the 04 of Parkhurst. Shane Fuller about a half a second back to his teammate there in the 10, Tony Osborne. Ben Madden and Christian Taylor kind of in no man's land for 5th and 6th. Same story for Mike Poole in 7th. Frank Warner holds on to that 8th spot, 1 lap down. The 78 of Festitian, 2 laps down in 9th. And Ryan Castleberry, after a good run, still finds himself on pit road. He's 5 laps down now. As we have 43 laps to go, Cam Patterson's lead continuing to grow. About a 10th faster that time around the track. We'll see if he's able to get win number 2 on the round. And I believe he's up to 7 wins on the season. He's trying for win number 8. He was the winner of stage number 2 and continues to lead the way over Mark Parkhurst, who is your stage 1 winner. I've said it a lot and I'll keep saying it. These 2 drivers here, Cam Patterson, Mark Parkhurst, they have definitely been the front runners this season. First and second in points. Definitely 2 of the most consistent drivers week after week. Always finding ways to have speed and finding ways to the front. Cam Patterson finding his way to the points lead more with brute force and a whole bunch of wins. Mark Parkhurst only with 2 wins on the season compared to Cam Patterson's 7. But Parkhurst has definitely been a lot more consistent. '96 of Christian Taylor comes down pit road with 40 laps to go. Cam Patterson continuing to stay out, as well as Parkhurst. Ben Madden, while he's still quite a ways back, he's started to reel in the 3rd and 4th place cars of Shane Fuller and Tony Osborne. Lap by lap, he's just been a bit faster than those 2 guys. As it looks like the 38 of Cam Patterson is going to come down pit road this time. Mark Parkhurst decides to match him this time in the final stage. We'll keep an eye on what will basically likely amount to the pivotal point in this race. If there's any mistake from either of these 2 drivers coming down pit road, it could be crucial. Both drivers into their box fine. And we'll see who wins the race off pit road. Looks like it's going to be the 38 of Cam Patterson. I definitely think Patterson did a great job there on pit road. 14.1 second stop for the 38, 14.2 for the 04. As Shane Fuller inherits the lead after those pit stops. Ben Madden in the 33 car right behind, also yet to pit. Looks like Fuller's going to stay out one more lap. The 33 of Madden comes down this time. Once again, we've had a caution-free race tonight other than the stages. The only on-track incident being the 32 car of Ryan Castleberry getting loose, leaving his pit box. as Cam Patterson has about a 1.5 seconds or so advantage over the 04 Mark Parkhurst now after the green flag stops. Shane Fuller does come down pit road now, gives up the lead. The 84 Mike Poole also coming down this time. That's going to put the 38 of Cam Patterson back out front with 35 laps to go. We'll go ahead and keep an eye all around the track. Take our likely last break of the race here with 35 laps to go. Stay tuned to see who's going to win tonight's race at Texas. Back with you here. 31 laps to go. We'll do a quick run through of your current running order. The 38 of Cam Patterson likely has led the most laps tonight by far. He continues to lead the way with a 1 to 1.5 seconds lead over the 04 of Mark Parkhurst there in second. And then you've got to go almost 20 seconds back to the 96 car, Christian Taylor. He finds himself in third place with 30 laps to go here. Ben Madden in the 33 car sits in fourth with Tony Osborne right behind him in fifth. Shane Fuller in the 57 car in sixth place. And right behind them you have the 9 of Frank Warner in seventh. The 84 Mike Poole in eighth, 1 lap down, as well as the 78 of Logan Pashtishin 1 lap down. The 32 car, Ryan Castleberry, back on track, 16 laps down for him. And of course, Rick Wilmot in the 40 car out of this race. Fastest car on track the last 2 laps has been the 04. Dragon Ball Z machine Mark Parker's trying to find a way to reel in the 38 of Cam Patterson. It's going to be a tall task, but it is possible. Cam Patterson working on putting the 78 car of Festchischen 2 laps down here. Damage to the back end of the 78. Not sure what could have happened to his car. But he's going to be 2 laps down now. Next car ahead is the 9 of Frank Warner. Going to try to stay on the lead lap. Nine car Frank Warner going to come down to pit lane, as well as the 78 of Festischen. As Cam Patterson puts the 10 car Tony Osborne a lap down. Tony Osborne's in 6th place. Patterson now going to set his sights on lapping up to 5th. Ben Madden able to get by the 84 Mike Poole. That was not for position. Poole 1 lap down. But just to put it in perspective here, the 38 car Cam Patterson entering the backstretch with the 04 Parkhurst right behind him. And now he's going into turn 3, while Christian Taylor in 3rd place just exited turn 4. Taylor in 3rd, holding on to 3rd by a pretty good margin. But he's 22 seconds back from Cam Patterson in the lead right now. Been an absolutely dominant race for the 38 and the 04 of Patterson and Parkhurst. They've been the 2 drivers to beat tonight. Shane Fuller in the 57 was also showing some speed, but he has sort of fallen off here in the final stage, finding himself back in 5th place, kind of in no man's land and under threat of being lapped. Patterson of the 38 has him in his sights. Fuller right there in front of him. As Patterson puts Mike Poole 2 laps down, he's also going to put Shane Fuller a lap down. With 21 laps to go, there's potential the 38 is going to lap everybody but Mark Parkhurst. That is how fast he is compared to the rest of the field. The 04 Parkhurst doing the best job he can to stick with him. Only 1.5 seconds back. But it is definitely a tall order because that 38 is on rails tonight. Burned his tires up a little quick in stage number 1, but figured it out in stage 2 and has continued to do a good job here in the final stage with 20 laps to go. We'll refresh you on the playoff picture. Cam Patterson already locked in this round, looking to get win number 2. Shane Fuller, Mark Parkhurst, both in the top 5 right now, having good races. Cody Moore, unable to attend tonight's race, so I do believe that he might be out of the picture entirely, and Ben Madden might be bumped into the final 8. We'll have to confirm that after the race. If that is the case, that would have bumped Logan Festischen in above the cut line. Tony Osborne in the 10 car has had a terrific stages 1 and 2, gained probably a good bit of points. Christian Taylor right now, sitting in 3rd place, would definitely be a good finish for him as far as the playoffs go. It's definitely going to shake up a lot in the points. Ben Madden does seem to start to be reeling in that 96 car little by little. He was about a 10th quicker that previous lap, but with 18 to go, is he going to have enough time to catch the 96 car? Time will have to tell. Cam Patterson continues to be just a hair bit faster than the 04 of Parkhurst. His lead up to about 2 seconds now over the 04 car. As Ryan Castleberry finds himself coming down pit road once again. Not sure what the issue is with the 32 car this time. Once again, if you're tuned in and you like what you see, go ahead and do us some favors. If you hit that like button, it gives us a chance to maybe have the stream reach new people. Every like definitely boosts the stream just a little bit, gets some more eyes on it. Hit that subscribe button if you like what you're seeing and you want to continue to come watch on Thursday nights every Donut Box Xfinity Series race. You can watch over in the videos section. We've got the replays of the broadcasts of the Cup Series from Mr. Horseboat on Twitch. He does a great job on Monday nights over on Twitch. And if you hit that subscribe button, you hit that notification bell, you'll get alerted every time a new video comes out or a new live stream gets scheduled. Makes it easy to tune in. Definitely appreciate it. There's Cam Patterson on cruise control right now, about 0.3 quicker than the 04 that time. Parkhurst definitely tried his best to stick with him. And the 96 of Taylor gives up the third spot. He comes down pit road. The 04 of Parkhurst doing the same thing. Are these drivers going to have to make one more pit stop here? This could change everything here. I thought for a second Taylor might have to come down pit road because he pit a lap earlier than these two, but if Parkhurst is coming down, they might need just a splash and go. 33 Ben Madden comes down, as well as the 38 of Cam Patterson. So yes, we do have one more cycle of pit stops here. 96 of Taylor off of pit road. The Parkhurst in the 04 makes his way off of pit road. 57 of Shane Fuller, I believe, inherits the lead. Yet to pit. He's going to have to come down one more time. Continues to stay out here. The 38 car, Cam Patterson, fuel only with 12 laps to go here. I believe the 04 of Parkhurst took a set of right side tires, so a 2-tire stop for the 04. He's got a large gap to make up, but we'll see if he's able to get it done with 11 to go. The 38 of Patterson actually able to retain his lead through the pit stop. Shane Fuller 3.5 seconds back yet to pit. Mark Parkhurst about 6 seconds back on 2 tires. It could get spicy here. We'll keep an eye on the lap times here as they come across the stripe. Cam Patterson's time this time around with 10 to go. His last lap, 31.835. Mark Parkhurst's lap time, a 30.269, almost a second and a half faster than Cam Patterson in the 38. Mark Parkhurst might have played a perfect strategy call here with 10 to go to put himself back in this race. Ben Madden and Christian Taylor battling for 4th. Taylor going to be able to take that spot back. Taylor on 2 tires as well. Shane Fuller in the 57 and 3rd right now. He's yet to pit. Parkhurst has already got by him for 2nd. And let's ride on board with Mark Parkhurst as he works on reeling in the 38 of Patterson on old tires. 8 laps to go. He's already got Cam Patterson's lead down to about a half a second. Unless something drastic happens here, it looks like Mark Parkhurst is going to be able to get by the 38 fairly easily here. He's looking to the outside now at a turn 4. That car is loose. He might have lost a little bit of momentum there. Across the stripe, though, he still has the lead. Does the 38 have enough tire to fight back? I don't think he does. 04 Mark Parkhurst into the lead with style. Bold 2's tire strategy call for the 04. Not sure if he had to save a set of right side tires or if Cam Patterson just neglected to take him thinking everybody else was going to go fuel only, but he's going to give up the lead. Shane Fuller in the 57 might be hoping for a caution. He's yet to come down pit road to get fuel. If he can get a caution here, he might be the only driver with a set of tires left. That's what the 57 is hoping for right now. 6 laps to go, about to be 5 to go here in tonight's race. The Great American Speedway 250 here at Texas. Parker's lead already up to 2 seconds over the 38 of Patterson. That's one thing I can say about these Xfinity Series races, especially at the oval tracks. It always comes down to who has the best strategy. And I think the 04 of Parkhurst played this race perfectly. The only thing we're waiting on at this point is to see when or if the 57 of Fuller has to pit, or if he's going to be able to have enough fuel to hold on to that top 3. If we ride on board with the 57, it definitely sounds like he's trying to save fuel. If he is able to save enough to make it to the end of this race, it'll be a really good strategy call for the 57 to pick up a couple of spots. And the 96 of Christian Taylor, about 20 seconds back from the 57, hoping, praying the 57 runs out of fuel here with 2 to go. Parker's lead up to about 5 seconds over the 38 of Patterson. All he's got to do is make it through 6 more corners, and he's going to be your race winner, and he's going to lock himself into the round of 4. Coming through turns 3 and 4. Taking the white flag. 1 more lap to go here at Texas. And the 57 of Shane Fuller going to stay out, try to save enough fuel to make it 1 more time around this track to hold on to 3rd. Cam Patterson securely in 2nd, 5.5 seconds back. But your winner tonight's going to be the 04 going through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Locking himself into the round of 4 for the championship race. Mark Parkhurst takes the win at Texas. Cam Patterson finishes P2. Shane Fuller, bold strategy call, makes it 36 laps on fuel to take home P3. Christian Taylor in the 96 car was hoping that Shane Fuller would come down 1 more time and he would have taken a podium, but he's going to fall just short and end up in 4th place here tonight. And Ben Madden, 1 lap down, finishes 5th. Rounding out your top 10, Frank Warner 6th, Tony Osborne 7th, Mike Poole 8th, Logan Festischen in 9th, Ryan Castleberry in 10th. As Mark Parkhurst finishes celebrating, let's go ahead and talk to the man who hung on to the podium just barely. Shane Fuller. Hey Shane, it's Jesse up in the booth. You got a copy?
What's up, bud?
I got one easy question for you here at the start of this interview. How much fuel is left in that car?
I'd say probably between a quarter of a gallon to maybe like 3 ounces of a fart, somewhere around there.
Somewhere in that range. There was strategy all over the place, and you pulled out a strategy call yourself to make it a one-stop final stage to hold on to third. I heard the 96 over the radio saying your fuel lines were illegal. I don't know if you have any comments about that, but good job hanging on to the podium.
I'll talk to him later about that.
Absolutely. You had kind of a quiet race. You seemed to kind of fade a little bit in the stages, not quite finding the same speed as Cam and Mark, but you definitely did a good job coming out with the podium here tonight. You got any shout-outs you want to make?
First off, my father and his friend are watching, so it's pretty cool that they can watch us go around in circles. So shout out to those two guys. Shout out to you for putting on the broadcast. Good win by Mark. Cam came in with second, so pretty good run for the usual three suspects here. So I was just trying to play fuel strategy for that last stint. The first two stages, I was just trying to save as much tire as I can because we were down to like 30% on the right front for me at least. So honestly, this is my first time at this track with this car. I haven't played it or raced it too much in any other league, so I'll take third. Going to Darlington next week. Darlington's a good track for me, so we'll see. That's another high-wear racetrack, so I love that type of racing in long runs. So we'll see what happens next week. But thank you, everybody, for coming in and watching and supporting us. We got a couple more weeks, and that's it, man. It's sad to see the season come to an end.
Yeah, it's definitely been a great year. I do have one thing to mention. You mentioned how this is your, did you say it's your first time on this track in this car?
Yes.
So at the start of the broadcast, the GOAT Blake Hutchinson was co-broadcasting with me, and he had that piece of information that it was your first time on this track with this car. He only told me that after I picked you to win the pole. But you went out and won the pole anyway. So does it really matter?
I don't even know how the hell I came off of that. As soon as I came in I ran like 3 laps, and I was like 7th quickest out of 10. And I'm like, okay, well, this is going to be a great race. Did a little replay watching, and I was like, well, I think I know what I need to do, and I just made it work, planted it. So it was a great effort on my part trying to figure it out.
There you go. And can I tell you what I think the secret is?
What's that?
I think if you overlay this track map and Charlotte's track map, they're about the same.
It is, but you run them in a long run. You run 30 mile an hour faster in 3 and 4 than you do in 1 and 2. And I like that. I like having a lot of off throttle time, but this is a different animal than Charlotte.
Well, it's just a simple callback that Charlotte is apparently your best track in the world because I believe you're still undefeated there.
True.
And this track is shaped like it.
I know what you're trying to say. It is shaped like it, but it's a completely different animal with 1 and 2.
Absolutely.
Not my favorite. This isn't my favorite track. Sorry if anybody else likes it, but it's not one of my faves.
Yeah, I know your team owner out there, Cody Moore. He enjoys this track a lot, so he might be shaking his fist at you saying that. But you brought home a third anyways, so I just got to say congrats on the podium, Shane Fuller.
Yep. The Big Boss Man is watching too. Thanks for the league, and tried to do it for you, buddy. Couldn't do it.
Came close though. Congratulations on the P3.
Thank you.
Alrighty, you see him there in the Red Bull machine. Definitely interested to hear his take on the strategy call there at the end. Coming home in second, though, Cam Patterson. Cam, it's Jesse up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Coming home with the podium finish P2 for you. What happened there at the end? Did you not have any tires left, or did you just not think about taking 2 tires, and did Mark Parkhurst just out-strategy you there a little bit?
You know, it really makes me mad because I actually did think about it, and I was like, well, I wasn't thinking about the fact that we were pitting so early, and so we weren't gonna have to take as less of fuel as we would have if we did pit like later. And so I was like, I don't think I want to add any time to my pit stop. So I was like, I'm just gonna, just take the fuel and go on. And I thought that Mark did the same because whenever I came around the corner to go in the pits, he was in the same spot that he would have been usually during the stage green flag runs. I mean pits because we wouldn't take tires. And so I was like, all right, maybe I got this. Then I came out and then I saw that he took tires and I knew immediately that I took those right sides because the left sides have basically taken nowhere. So I was like, ah, dang, yeah. So yeah, definitely had strategy me there, but I mean, good race from him. He was always behind me like the entire race. So obviously deserved win, but I wish I was there. I was out front the entire time, and I had a good car the entire night, but he had a better strategy, and so that's how it comes down to in racing.
Yeah, absolutely. You still come home with the P2 after having a really good run in stage number 1 and then winning stage number 2. Of course, you're already locked in to the final 4, so the win, I know you still want the win. You always want the win. We know that for sure. But
yep.
It's not as important since you really don't have to worry about it until the championship race. But still, a really good job getting the P2 from you, and you definitely got some fans out there watching, so I'm gonna give you some time for some shout outs and to say hello to everybody right here.
Yeah, I appreciate it first, Jesse. It's great. I'm glad that I got 2 top 2s in a row. It's a little bit disappointing because I was there the whole night, but it's not disappointing at all because it's not as disappointing because I'm already locked in. So it's like, I think about it, but then I think about the bigger picture and I'm like, it's not that bad. But yeah, shout out to my mom, my dad. Guys, sorry I couldn't bring home the win, but I got you guys a P2, so hopefully you'll be good with that and roll tide as always. Shout out to my teammate Ryan Castleberry. He's the only one left. I mean, not like like anything else can happen because Andrew and Tyler, they're always busy. But and also shout out to all 3 of them for getting P2 this past weekend in the Daytona 24. Honestly, that's great. That's their first ever time running it. First ever time, I think, doing a special event. They might have done one before, and they ended up getting P2 in a very, very long race. So it lasted days. So yeah, shout out to all 3 of you guys. If any of y'all are watching, and great work from all of y'all. I wasn't there personally, but they told me, and I was super stoked to hear. And shout out to Cody Moore. I mean, absolutely devastating about his PC. It sucks that he can't show up anymore. I feel like he was that last spot in the championship 4, or, 3rd spot. You know what I mean? And now that's going to have to be filled by someone else, and I have no idea who that's going to be, but it seems like that championship battle is just going to be between me, Mark, and Shane, and maybe we have a surprise contender. Who knows? I think that a lot of people are probably working up now to get good at Homestead because that spot is, up in the air for anyone to grab. So, yeah, and shout out to you for broadcasting, as always. Great broadcast, and yeah, it was a fun night.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely, knock on wood, but it definitely seems like it's going to be you, Mark, and Shane, and then there's going to be a wild card out there. Not sure who's going to fill that spot in yet. So it's definitely going to be an interesting championship 4 fight. And
yeah,
I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too, honestly. I've been looking forward to it since August. I'm nervous, but at the same time I'm excited because I really want to win, but at the same time I really don't want to lose. You know what I mean? So you have that, you have that in between, like, oh, you're going to win, and oh, you have really good competition, and I really do have really good competition. So I'm really going to try hard and do my best to get that win. But I don't really know. I think I got some predictions about who's going to fill that spot. I think Tony Osborne's going to do it. I've always seen him just sort of a few seconds behind me, Shane, and Mark and Cody. So I feel like he's just going to step up there since Cody can't help it and he can't race anymore. So I feel like he's going to be there. And if not, then I don't know.
Well, you heard it here first. Cam Patterson's final lock for the Champ 4, Tony Osborne. We'll see if it comes to fruition. Good luck next week to you at Darlington, and congrats on the P2 finish tonight here at Texas.
Yeah, thank you, man. Hopefully I'll see you in victory lane over there, and if not, then I'll see you in the paddock or whatever we do these interviews. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't even know what a paddock is. That's some F1 stuff.
Yeah, hey, listen, my dad fight anybody tonight? He throw some punches, I didn't forget about last week now.
He did good.
He
He was
kept-
very
kept
excited
together.
to hear Blake. Very excited to hear Blake.
Oh, Blake was here?
Yeah, he was here for the first stage with us.
Oh, killer, man. Yeah, hopefully he doesn't hate me still since, I like your podcast more, but still love Blake's, Blake's a great guy. But yeah, my parents both love Blake. They love his trash talking. They love the way he talks. I mean, they're probably his #1 fans, if I'm being honest. So yeah, it's awesome that he showed up.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks again for chatting with us. Congrats on the P2, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, man. See you next week.
That leaves us one more man to talk to. I think I just heard his motor blow during that interview. But let's go ahead and get him up in the booth and congratulate him. Before we move him up, let me double check. I think that's going to be Mr. Mark Parkhurst's 3rd win on the season. Yes, it is. Let's bring him up and talk to him. Hey, Mark, it's Jesse up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
I got you, buddy. We're going to the Final Four.
Absolutely locking yourself in here at Texas. Win number 3 on the season. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels good. I actually didn't screw myself with a strategy for once. I saw Camden take tires, and I was already celebrating in the car. I don't know if you saw the fist pumping, but oh man, that was a hell of a risk. I wasn't sure if it was going to stick because it was loose on 4 at the start of the run, but I didn't show up to leave second. So I had to do something differently. I was sick of staring at the Red Bulls in the back of Cam's car.
Absolutely. So did everybody there have well, not everybody, obviously, but did you and Cam both have a full set of tires left there for that final stop that you could have taken?
I believe so. I don't think he did anything different than me, and I still had a left side sitting in the pits. I only took the rights, so if he had chosen to, I think he had some left, but I can't say for certain.
Yeah, when I talked to him in his interview, of course, that was the #1 question I had to ask him was if he just got out-strategied there, and he said he was thinking about taking 2 tires and decided to keep his pit stop as short as possible, and then as soon as he saw that you had taken 2 tires, he pretty much knew that his chance at the win was over.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that gap closing in, I was pushing for all it's worth, hoping there was no caution. I've been leading so many of these within 10 to go, and then a caution comes out. So I was just hoping we'd keep it clean, and everybody kept us straight, and I somehow got this car in victory lane. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a huge fan of this track, so I came in here with no expectations and leave here with a checkered flag. So I'm pretty freaking happy right now.
Well, that's 2 of the top 3 drivers saying they're not a fan of this track. Sorry, Cody, if you're watching out there. These guys are hating on Texas tonight, but obviously, it didn't affect you too much because you come home with the win, locking yourself into the Final Four. And it's going to be a hell of a battle in the Championship 4. Me and Cam were talking. We're pretty certain if you're not, obviously you and Cam are locked in now with wins. If Shane's not locked in on points. But who's going to be that person to fill that 4th Championship 4 spot in your mind?
Oh, man. I don't know. I've seen so many good things from all 4 of those guys that came in here below the cut line. And I know Ben's in the playoffs now. I've seen good things from him as well. I know he left with the top 5 tonight, so congrats to him. But it's, in my opinion, it's going to be whoever can save the tires the best at Darlington next week. So I can't really pick. I mean, I see Christian up there in 4th. He had a really good night tonight, too. Tony was up there running. I think I'd have to go with Tony Osborne if he can put the whole race together. I think he's going to fill that final spot because he was, especially I think it was that second stage, he was right up on my bumper for most of it. So if he can keep it clean, keep it straight, put a good race on next week, I think he's going to be joining us.
All right. Well, no pressure for Tony Osborne next week at Darlington, but Cam and Mark now both picking him as the likely wild card spot here in the Championship 4. Cam said the same thing.
Oh man, great minds think alike, I guess.
There you go. Well, congratulations again on the win. I'll give you a second here to give any shout outs you want to make and shout out to any of the fans you know might be watching.
Yeah, first of all, as usual, I got to thank you for broadcasting. Always putting on a great show. Shout out to Cody for putting on the league. It really sucks he's going to miss the rest of the season. It was so much fun battling him for most of it, and it sucks he can't finish it. He was putting a pretty good season together, and I think he would have been in the Final Four, too. My mom, if she's watching, I don't know if she got a chance to tune in tonight, but she was doing her MMA training, so I hope she at least got some viewing in tonight. Get to throw some punches down in the comments. I don't know. Grace, if she's watching, shout out to her as well. I know she's a big supporter of my racing, so I really appreciate that. Everybody who's still showing up, Cam for putting on a hell of a battle. I'm honestly shocked I out-strategized him because he's one hell of a competitor, and I look forward to facing him in Miami.
Absolutely. It's going to be a dogfight for that final spot in the championship 4 next week, and it's definitely going to be an incredible show at Homestead. Locked yourself in. You ain't even got to worry about next week. That's probably got to be a good feeling.
Oh, yeah. I was not looking forward going in there trying to lock myself in the championship 4 at Darlington. I am way too wall happy out of 2 there.
Yeah, they don't call it the Lady in Black for nothing, because it'll take you out quick and you won't even know what to do about it.
Yeah, now I'm thinking next week's going to be the first time I actually have fun at Darlington, because I ain't got to worry about nothing.
There you go. Well, congratulations on win number 3 on the season here at Texas and locking yourself into the championship 4. Mark Parkhurst. That'll do it for tonight's show. As usual, we're going to go back, watch the winner celebration once again, jam out to some music. Thank you for tuning in. If you're still out there watching, hit that like button, that subscribe button, all that jazz. I tell you so many times, I'm telling you again, I don't care. Just do it, man. It helps out. And congrats once again, Mark Parkhurst, win number 3 on the season, locking himself into the Final 4. Tune in next week for an action-packed race at Darlington.